Welcome, everyone, to another episode of the StreamYard Spotlight. That is not our normal introduction.
I was like, where's the music? It's so
I know.
anticlimactic.
I know. That is not our normal hype. We normally get pumped up with our intro music. Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of the StreamYard Spotlight. I think this is our favorite show of the week, wouldn't you say?
I would definitely say.
I would say so. And we've got our regulars here. We've got Johnny, in
Johnny.
the house. Martin's here. Hey, Martin.
Martin.
Kirk is also here. Woo-hoo.
Good. That's good since he's our guest.
Lorraine, Grandma, thank you for tuning in.
Hi, Grandma.
We have everyone here. Martin again. Where's NLTMW? I don't see NLTMW, but hopefully
Mike, calling Mike.
Maybe he'll be here
Paging
soon.
Mike.
Jazzy's here. Everyone's here. Thank you so much for tuning in. We always love to ask to let us know where you're tuning in from, because we like to see where all over the world people are watching from. Last week we had several people in South Africa, which was very cool. It was 2 a.m., but they were still watching our show. And also just a little shout out to Stefan. Thanks for tuning in. It's immense time. Little shout out to a StreamYard update. We released a new and improved version of StreamYard.com. So if you go to our homepage, if you're already logged into StreamYard, you won't see it because that just takes you to the dashboard. But if you log out, you'll be able to see the new and improved version of StreamYard.com. The landing page looks really nice.
It really does. Yeah, log out of your account so you can check out the landing page. It's super fun.
Yeah,
new and improved.
Fun. New and improved. So without further ado, we've got a fun show, lots of things to talk about. We're talking about the 3 ways to use StreamYard, the 3 different ways to use StreamYard tonight with Kirk Nugent. And Kirk, as you may have seen, you might have seen him all over, YouTube. He's all over the place on Facebook too. But he's been on our YouTube channel putting out awesome tutorials, helpful video content. So he's really an expert in live streaming. So I'm really excited to bring Kirk on. Without further ado, Kirk, welcome to the StreamYard Spotlight.
What's up, Kirk?
Thank you. This is so cool to be here, man. I have been watching from the stands, if you will, for so long. So it's cool to finally get on the screen and hang out with you guys. Dana and Kelsey, so good to be here. And to everybody that's in the comments, I don't know where you're coming in from, but I'm so excited to be here, man. You have no idea.
That's so great. We're so honored to have you on, and we're so excited to talk to you about live streaming and your setup and all of the things that we have to talk about tonight.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
What to start with? I kind of want to start with your setup, because it's so impressive. You're such great quality. It's so interesting to look at you and your background. So I think I'd really like the audience to know how you set this up.
Yeah, so I am using a Sony camera with an Elgato capture card. So that is what brings everything in together to be able to show it on screen for you. I see some people in the comments, man, it's amazing. Got a couple of lights behind me. My good friend calls this square right here the Tesseract. Of course, I got the StreamYard mug next to the Tesseract and the StreamYard pillow. Got to have my StreamYard gear.
Love it.
Even put on my StreamYard shirt today.
I noticed that. You're repping StreamYard, Kirk.
Biggest fan.
Actually just finished recording another video for the channel. So I usually set this kind of stuff up for those videos. So definitely wanted to make sure that stuff is there. Yeah, definitely perfect timing. So, and then the light that's in the background, the one over this shoulder, is Philips Hue light. It's so this is the bulb that I have there. See if I can show that.
You just have the box. I love it.
I have the box because I was doing an Amazon Live. Prime Day was this week, right? Another one of the ways that you can use StreamYard. If anybody's asking, you can use StreamYard for Prime Day. And so one of the things I did was be able to show them this. Now, the way that I did it, of course, I was using the A10 Mini. And listen, you guys don't mind if we geek out just a little bit, do you?
Oh, please, so bring it on. Bring on the
So I'm gonna bring another picture of myself up on screen here. And then I'm gonna cut to No, we're gonna cut
Whoa.
to this view. Right. So this is how I showed it on Amazon Live.
Get out of here.
So I'm looking at this camera and I'm able to kind of just showcase, hey, here's your bulb. So
that is so cool.
That's really cool. So what kind of camera is that one that's on the desk?
Actually, that's an older Canon Vixia camcorder, right? So that's the beautiful thing about these older cameras. They're, for the top-down shot, it's fine. It does so well. So,
and you use Elgato for capturing that as well?
Actually, so like I said, the A10 Mini is what some of those other ones are plugged into.
Okay.
I'm able to kind of switch between the two cameras and the overhead shot with the A10 Mini. So that's how I'm able to do that. I see Antoine Speller saying now he's showing off. Yes, it's true. There's no doubt about it. There's no way I'm coming to StreamYard Spotlight without showing off a little bit. There's a huge window in front of me here, and I don't normally have it open, but I do have it open today because it was a gorgeous day here in North Alabama. So I have it open, and that's dangerous. I'm just going to say that for all my purists out there who are going to be like, Kirk, how can you have the window open? You're not controlling the light. But this is the shot that I think the ladies have been waiting for.
Yes.
So this is the studio, and you're
seeing the whole behind the scenes, everyone.
That's correct. So I've got one light pointing up. This is the Canon camera right here, and then I've got the a huge light in front of me, and so when the window is closed, that light is that. Yeah, this is the place to show off. NTLMW, thank you for making me feel
in the house.
Good. Yes, thank you.
Showing up, Mike.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool. And I see the recording foam on the wall, so that your audio sounds better.
Yeah. So I do voiceovers at this station over here. So yes, I definitely wanted to put some soundproofing on the wall there. The blackout curtains that I have are also they also do some soundproofing as well. Maybe I should bring myself on screen here somewhere. But yeah, you get the point. Let me cut back to.
And it's carpet.
And then,
that probably helps the
before
audio.
you cut back though, everyone noticed. So he has the laptop on the left, and then he has his camera, the Sony, in the middle. So
right in the middle.
Like right there, and that's where he aims his view. And then on the right side, you have another monitor.
Right.
So you have us on the right monitor, right? And then what do you have on the left one? Are you recording yourself on that one?
No, I actually have some notes on this one, and I have a view of the A10 Mini on this one as well.
Got it.
So I can switch. I can see the shot before I take it, if that makes sense.
Very
so
cool.
a little bit of a preview, if you will. Yeah.
That is really cool, and that's only achievable with the ATEM, right? So you can see it on screen first.
Yes. The ATEM gives you the ability to see which shot you want to take. Kind of a preview kind of thing. So if you see here, there's a green light and a red light.
Yeah.
The green one is what's preview, and the red one is what's programmed. So that's what's programmed right now is what you guys are seeing, which is a webcam way back there behind me. If I switch shots, that red dot right over my shoulder there, that's a webcam right next to the StreamYard pillow.
Yeah.
So that's the shot that you're able to see the whole room with. Yes.
Oh, so fun. Thank you so much for showing us that. I think it's so exciting. I talk about this actually every week in my StreamYard 101 webinar. About like YouTubers and video content creators and how sometimes their setups are so amazing, right? But for the beginner people, it can feel so intimidating and and almost impossible to even conceive how these people set their setups up. So I think it's so awesome to be able to see like someone like you who has such a high-tech setup. But we can see it from behind and have you explain how you set it up.
Yeah.
And it seems palatable. I mean, it's a lot of steps, and it might not be doable for everyone. But thanks for showing us that. I think it's so exciting to see the behind the scenes of that.
You are welcome. I'm so glad to be able to show that. Yeah.
Showing off in a good way.
Yes.
I see the comments are going wild. So this is clearly we struck a nerve. So that's good. That's good.
So Kirk, tell me about your live streaming journey. Were you live streaming long before the pandemic? Because I know the last year and a half was when a lot of people dove into this space. But tell me about your journey, and then when did you start using StreamYard specifically?
Okay. So a live streaming journey and then StreamYard journey after that. So
Yeah.
I got my feet wet with live streaming back in 2008, 2009, that time frame.
Okay, yes.
Going back a little
before.
way.
Oh, geez.
Yeah,
Okay.
we used to use a application, a platform. So for my church, we used to be on Church Pond, and oh man, there was some other platforms that we were using to broadcast our services, but we wanted something that we could use in-house. Up to that point, you really couldn't stream to your own website. You had to stream to these services, and then the services would kind of, give you a channel, if you will. So we wanted to be able to do that. And one of the platforms that we found to be able to do that is called Mogulus. And now most people don't know that name unless you were into the game back then. Mogulus was what we used, and Mogulus gave you the ability to live stream and had a chat on the side, similar to what Zoom has. I mean, you couldn't bring the comments on screen, but it was a chat that everybody who was watching the stream could watch on. And so fast forward, Mogulus became live stream. Most of us are familiar with Livestream, and then Livestream was purchased by Vimeo, and most of us are familiar with those two. But Mogulus was the original, right? This was the original thing, and so that's where I kind of got my feet wet, got my first start in live streaming. And back then, you could have thousands of people watching because it was the Wild West. Nobody really knew what was going on, so it's kind of interesting to watch. Like, this is live. This is actually happening right now in wherever these people are from. So it was really cool, and I fell in love with live video right then and there. Just fell in love with what live video could accomplish and what you could achieve. I was living in Baltimore at the time, and then I was able to. Man, that's a much longer story, but I was able to go with my family. We moved to South Africa, and we lived there for 4.5 years. Wow. Really great experience. Missionaries. I was lead IT director for a NGO there, and also got a chance to lead media while I was there as well. And then came back to the States, to North Alabama, and was working at a HBCU here, historically black college here called Oakwood University. And I was able to lead the media team here at Oakwood as well. And so all of those live streaming media skills, content creation skills, I was using them, but in a much larger form. So I want to say somewhere like 2018 or so. When did StreamYard start? I'm trying to remember when exactly was that. A friend of mine, his name is Kimon Hines, introduced me to StreamYard. And I didn't even know what he was doing at the time. He's like, I want to interview for my podcast. Here's the link. So I connected in, and I didn't know what was going on because I could, it asked me for access to my webcam. And I was like, what in the world is this? And so he had us, split screen cropped side by side with our names on there. I was like, this is cool, right? So, I mean, because coming from somebody who knows, really what you have to do for a full 5-6 camera shoot with a boom and, operators and headsets, and, you have your technical director and you're calling shots, push in here, pull out here. Hey, we need to get that audience. I'm looking at this platform like, what have they done? How did they get all of this in the browser? And so I went down the rabbit hole and just immediately fell in love with what was possible. Because I always was interested in how could we condense down all these major components of live streaming to where, we put it in, bite-sized chunks that anybody could get to it. One of the reasons why I absolutely love and highly recommend StreamYard to this day is because it just does simple things well. Does simple things very well. And one of those simple things is bringing in guests. I haven't found any platform that brings in guests as good as StreamYard. I don't care what other bells and whistles the other ones have. StreamYard brings in guests better than anyone else, and the guest experience is a rich experience. So I fell in love with it then, and just kind of kept on poking at it and playing with it, and really, I guess just trying to find where the boundaries were, because that's the kind of person I am. I keep on poking until I find the brick wall, because some of them are artificial boundaries. You're like, oh, that's not a real one, and that's why I came up with hacks and different things that people can try. Right. Somebody said to me, "You can't do multi-camera in StreamYard." I said, "I do it every week." They're like, "What are you talking about?" So I came out with I put out a video using multi-cameras, and it's still one of the most watched videos on my YouTube channel right now.
Oh my God.
And it is. It's still the top viewed video. I did a revision of it to help people get rid of the echo. And that video is now my second most watched video on my channel. So it is amazing.
I love to hear that. That's so exciting because we're so proud of StreamYard for being easy to use, right? Like that's one of our pillars. That is what makes it so accessible to a lot of people who probably wouldn't otherwise live stream because some other softwares are so hard to figure out. But we also are so excited about the fact that you can take it to the limit, right? Like you really can, if you want to, have a switcher and use different camera angles, like you were just showing us, it's still possible with StreamYard.
Yeah. That is so impressive.
Yeah, and that's the thing is it can be just as simple as you want it to be. Like you don't really need to do a whole lot. But you can also spice it up. I did a tutorial on some of the stuff I was doing for my church in terms of like overlays and backgrounds. And one person was like, well, how do you get your logo so big? Because when I upload my thing into the logo spot, it's smaller. I'm like, no, my logo's not in the logo area. It's actually a part of my background. Nice. And they're like, oh. Yeah, and it's like those. It clicks, it clicks, and people are like, "Oh, I get it." It's the simple things. That's why I say, you kind of keep poking around to figure out what boundaries are cardboard and which ones are brick wall. And when you find which ones are cardboard, you poke a hole through it and see what's on the other side. So I always tell people, you got to be an explorer, man. You got to be an explorer.
Now, Chris has a really awesome question. He says, don't sleep on Kirk's killer audio. It's so important. Can we hear / see that setup?
That is so true. I was just obsessing about the video setup. We didn't even talk about it. But
your audio quality is so good that it's like you don't even think about it because it's so good.
Yeah.
Let me see here. Can we do this? Let me see here.
Yeah.
No way.
How did you just do that? That was magic.
How is that one of the camera angles? Oh, I love it.
So there's a lot happening here.
You can connect your iPhone to the A10?
No, you can connect your NDI enabled phone, because this is not an iPhone, to anything that's NDI enabled, right? So there's different components of my setup that have NDI enabled into it, so I can pull that in as an additional feed. So to Chris's point, I have an M Audio audio interface. I am using the Shure MV7 microphone. It is an XLR microphone, and I do have the cloud lifter on that microphone, because you kind of need the cloud lifter on that microphone. So
what does the cloud lifter do for those of us who don't know?
It gives you more gain. It gives you more gain. Nice. So I don't have to turn the gain all the way up on my let's see here. Yeah. So this is the audio interface. So I don't have to turn the gain up on this all the way, because I have the cloud lifter, which gives me a little more boost. Otherwise, the mic sounds really
like you're in a recording studio, like right next to your mic, but you're in this big room. Your mic is not that close to your face. It's incredible.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Thank you.
What earpieces do you have? We're just taking apart your setup one.
Yeah, listen, by all means, and listen, I did a lot of work for Prime Day, So I would just kind of say, hey folks, if you want, I would go to, let me see if I can do this here. Go to kirkrnugent.live/gear. I have all this stuff kind of lined up.
Perfect.
In my Amazon thingy, so I'm putting that on screen.
He has his own banner. I was just about to put up a banner.
Yeah, there we go.
No, he'll make his own.
And he'll place it on the screen as well.
If you go to kirkrnugent.live/gear, you can grab. But they're actually $16. They're like MEE audio something or others. But yeah, they
allow those are acting as your headphones. Yeah.
Yes, so I'm hearing you guys through this, and I don't have to have the big dome headphones on, which I do have, and I love them, but it's for a kind of a different look, right? So if I'm doing a podcast kind of feel, I want to make sure I have the dome headphones on.
Well, and the ones you have on now, you can't even really, they're smaller than even like AirPods, you can't even tell you have them in your ears.
There's a thing on the back of it. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it from this shot, but you kind of cinch it up toward your head. So you can tighten it so it actually lays really flat to your head, so you can,
really cool.
it doesn't matter
a lot of
which way you turn. Yeah.
a lot of people don't want to wear headphones. Like they don't like that look of the huge headphones. They don't even like the cord hanging down.
Yeah.
But you don't have to have that, and you can still use headphones because headphones are way better than speakers.
Yes, and headphones allow you to do a number of things. The video that I was just doing, which we'll release on the StreamYard channel at some point, was on how do you add background music to your videos, to your live streams. And of course, we spent some time talking about copyrights. I just want to make sure that that's out there. But one of the things that people don't know is that in order to add music to your live stream, you're going to need to wear headphones. If you want to do anything audio related to level up your audio for your live stream, you're going to have to wear headphones because echo cancellation has to be turned off in order for you to get full sound into the system. So I do a lot of stuff with churches and faith-based entities. And of course you have that band, 5-6 piece band, and you want to get all that audio in. If you have on echo cancellation, it's just not possible. It's not possible. It's going to severely degrade the audio. And then you're going to hear this little, it's almost like somebody stepping on it.
Underwater somehow.
Yes. Not really cool at all. Not really
Daniel
cool at all.
says, I wear headphones as I do podcasts. 2 days ago, I almost got tangled up in my headphones cable. Headphones are a must. That is super relatable, Daniel. I think we've all been there.
I've definitely been there. I got tangled up literally early today. So I've been trying to keep my cords a little bit neater. So we'll see how that goes.
Nice. Oh my gosh. That is so funny. Kirk, I want to know what your favorite feature is about StreamYard. Like, what do you like using the most?
Okay, so one of the things that you asked me in the questionnaire, and I'm just going to kind of give you this piece because it's going to make my answer make sense, is that I am a producer, right? So I do remote production for clients and for people's shows. A lot of people don't want to figure out how to use these platforms to do their stuff. So they pay people like me to produce their shows, and they have regular shows once a month, maybe even once a week. And so I'm constantly in the background producing people's shows, right? The number one feature that I love is audio avatars, being able to turn off audio avatars. Do you know why?
You can be in the stream audio only?
So I can come on stream and tell my client and or host of the show, you're muted.
Oh my gosh.
That is
so
when
funny.
they added that feature, I was like, thank you.
My
because
God.
I was having to come on screen with my camera, and sometimes I wasn't necessarily camera ready.
Right.
And I was having to tell them you're muted because they were going, we come out of the intro video and they're like, and you're like, you're muted. So when they hear that voice of God, if you will, and they're like, oh,
it is.
Sorry. And you know how in StreamYard, I can't unmute them if they muted themselves. So I'm completely, so I love that feature. I think I don't know how, I'm certain anybody who's in the role that I am that produces shows for other people, they know how valuable that feature is to be able to just say to somebody, hey, you're muted. Take yourself off mute. Like, we don't want to go for 20 minutes with you like this. So, and then of course,
for rehearsals as well. If you're calling the show and you're trying to instruct, it's so helpful to be in the stream audio only, so you can see the full visual of what's happening, and you don't have to be taking up a box,
a square, right?
Yeah.
Yes, perfect. Yes, you feel me. So that's I had to give that background in order to, because that is that feature. Wow, that was, for me, it was a game changer. I said, thank you.
That's really funny.
That is so funny. It's so funny. It's just not something you would think of as like, oh, this is really cool. Like, this is what I love. Like, a lot of people will be like, I love putting my logo, in the corner.
Yes.
I don't know if we've ever heard that, Kels, the audio avatars, but it makes so much sense.
I absolutely love it. I love it. And being able, so when you turn that thing off, right? If somebody's camera turns off, they drop from the stream.
Right.
Which is great too, because who wants to see a black square? So I think there's some production type things that I think are interesting, that people, at least for me, it's been a game changer to be able to play some of that stuff. Of course, I was very happy when they increased the from 5 minutes to 10 minutes and 100 meg videos. I really was happy about that because it allowed me to get a better quality video into my into the studio to play it from there. Of course, videos play a lot better from there. But yeah, there's just, those kinds of little things that StreamYard has really added to the platform, and they just mean a lot. And I don't know if they know these things, because in terms of production, it changes all what you have to do. So that one little feature changed a lot for me. So yeah, I'm really happy about that.
Great to hear.
I know, that's so nice to hear. Well, Kirk, we've already made it to the end of our episode.
Wow.
I know.
Over the end. I glanced at the clock and I was like, oh my God.
I know. We're supposed to keep these things to 20 minutes.
Oh, wow.
We had way too much to get through with you, Kirk. We could have kept going for an hour.
I know.
Easily. So that means you got to bring me back, and I'm here for it.
For a sequel.
Episode 2 with Kirk.
That's right.
We have your video to look forward to, right? Do you know when that's
correct?
When that's dropping on your channel?
I do not know, and there's one ahead of it, so that's going to be interesting. So yeah, but they're dropping on StreamYard channel, not mine.
Cool. So everyone can subscribe and they'll see it. They
subscribe.
And then also, everyone, Kirk had his .live thing up. Can you put that back up?
Let's put that back up.
Links to the camera.
rnugent.live/gear.
Nice.
That's right.
You camera in there.
You'll be hooked up to all his Amazon Live stuff.
Love
That's
that.
correct.
That makes it so easy. And then where can they find your YouTube channel on that link too, or is that another link?
It's a different link, but KirkRNugent.com is the other link, right? KirkRNugent.com, and we actually just launched that website yesterday. So I feel just like So I just checked out StreamYard's website since when you said it earlier in the show. I was like, oh, that's so cool, because I don't see the site because I'm always logged in.
Right.
So I went in incognito tab and pulled up StreamYard.com, and for sure it came up, and it is really impressive. The only thing that I noticed there is that I'm not on the page. I was like, oh man, I've got to figure out a way to get myself on there.
That is so funny. We'll have to change that.
Yeah.
I'm working towards changing that. I'm going to get there. I'm certain of it. But this is a lot of fun, guys. Thank you so much.
Yeah, that's awesome. Everyone check out kirkrnugent.com.
That's right.
Cool. This has been so fun.
This was a pleasure.
Yeah, thank you so much for taking the time.
And thank you for having me. This is great.
Absolutely. We'll see you on our YouTube channel soon.
That's right.
Bye.
Bye. That was so fun.
Oh my gosh, time absolutely flies.
I know. We're way over time.
We haven't done this long of an episode in a while.
I know. Christine says great stuff. Thank you.
It was great stuff.
Thank you for tuning in. Thank you. Thank you to Kirk. Great show. Such great comments. Thank you everyone for messaging. This has been so fun. And thank you
really
again.
Active viewers tonight.
I know. It's so fun when that happens. Well, it's been another fun episode of the Spotlight, and we'll be back next week with another episode for you. Stay tuned.
Happy Thursday, y'all.
Happy Thursday and happy streaming. Bye.
Bye.